The Legacy Sports Network presents Greater Houston Area High School Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by Texan Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram GMC Buick. We hear you. Also brought to you by Top Dog Fireworks. Say it with a boom. By Hotze Health and Wellness Center, transforming lives naturally. Challenge Office Products, answering your call for dependable service since 1988. Quick Assist, we sell your tickets fast and at the best price. Bonfire Wings, uniquely Cajun. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. And by the law offices of James Barnett and Associates, supporting high school athletics. Now, let's go to the stadium.
Hello and welcome to Channelview, Texas. Here on this gorgeous Friday evening, I'm Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. Carl's starting to feel like fall outside. How you doing tonight?
It's starting to feel like fall. It's down in the 80s. It's a great night. Last night we had a little bit of showers before the game in Pasadena, but we've got a few clouds, but it's going to be clear. It's a great night to play high school football.
We got a gorgeous night ahead. If you're just joining us, welcome in here to the pregame show. We got some stuff to cover before we get to kick, so we'll try and cover and jam it all in. But before Carl, North Shore comes in tonight off a big win against Goose Creek Memorial last week in Baytown, 76-15. For Channelview, they're looking for a bounce back, kind of a rebuild year, got a young squad. Your thoughts going on this matchup tonight?
It's teams going in opposite directions. North Shore, after losing week one, have rebounded with 5 wins in a row, and Channelview's just looking to get footing. They've had a lot of injuries, and like you said, they're playing a lot of young players, and they just not big and strong in O-line or D-line this
year. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more. You know, we saw a North Shore team last week that, you know, is playing and getting better as the season improves. So we'll see what they have in store tonight. The matchup against Channelview here at Falcon Stadium.
Yeah, Ray Maddry.
Excuse me.
He was the first head coach in Channelview history.
I was looking back at your history. I was like, you had to go back a little bit. But we're going to go ahead and take our first break. Coming back, we caught up with head coach of the North Shore Mustangs, Willie Gaston, a little earlier and got his thoughts on the matchup for tonight's game against Channelview. You're listening to the pregame show right here on the Legacy Sports Network. We'll have more coming up right after this.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so, we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players, and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
Legacy Sports Network, now celebrating 18 years of broadcasting excellence. We are your home for local high school sports coverage. Expect excellent audio and video production. Whether you're listening at home or at the game, Find us at lsnsports.com. Legacy Sports Network. Building a legacy, one game at a time.
Welcome back to the pregame show here with Coach Willie Gaston. Coach, thanks for taking some time out of your evening. Just thoughts on tonight's matchup and game against Channelview.
Well, it's another day to come out here and get better and improve on the things we got to improve on. Last week, I thought we did a good job in the kicking game. We're taking a step in the right way right there. So the biggest thing is just continue to build on the kicking game, and offense and defense have been playing very well these last couple of weeks, and we want to continue to get that going.
What are your thoughts on just the rotation of players, trying to get some guys some playing time, but just still playing disciplinary football and trying to keep that momentum going throughout the game?
Well, I think that's how you end up developing guys for the future. At the end of the day, we don't worry about stats. We worry about getting guys developed for the future, the guys that we're going to depend on this year to play. So that's the biggest thing in these games. You got to make sure you get those guys in there and get some meaningful snaps. So that's a good thing for us to see.
What are the older guys on your squad, Maryland, and just some of those older guys? How have they kind of shaped into young leaders and helping those guys getting some play time, just coming to the sideline and coach them up? Is that something that you see on a daily basis, or is it something that they've developed?
Well, I just think we got a bunch of unselfish players, and again, they want to see those guys go out there and have success because those guys practice hard. So it's always fun to get those guys in. It's always fun to watch their teammates cheer them on.
As far as preparation, this point in the season, what's been your main focus as trying to dial in on the finer tuning things as far as cleaning up the special teams? I know you kind of talked about that's been trying to clean up those. Is there any certain areas that you're looking for tonight to kind of trend on or build on moving into this point in the season?
Well, like I said, I want to continue to build on the kicking game. I want to continue to play how we are on offense and defense. I think we're playing very sound on both sides of the ball. So you want to make sure we ain't taking a step back. I love the way these guys come to focus and understanding that right now the most important game is the game now. So we got to continue to work hard in practice and do the things we got to do to get ourselves ready to go down the road.
Let's kind of shift gears. You played at North Shore. I did some digging in prep. What does it mean to you to kind of come full circle back to your alma mater and just be surrounded by, your journey here? And what does that mean to you? And how has the fan base of North Shore kind of supported these young guys and just to kind of keep that expectation and success up?
I just think it's a surreal moment. It's full circle. I'm excited to be here. It's not like, they say you got a job that you love. It ain't like you're working. So I love being here. I love seeing these same kids that I got a lot in common with because I was able to wear the horses on my helmet one day. And, it's fun. I'm living a dream.
I was digging some research when you played at U of H. It said something that you enjoyed in your free time was video games. You compete with these guys off the field in the video games, or do you have a console, or you still play every now and then, or you kind of let them just do that?
Well, I outgrew that phase. When I was a younger coach, I would always play, but now with so much work, I haven't played the video games probably in 10 years. So no, I let those guys have it, but I do like to talk trash to them if I do get on there. It's like muscle memory, like riding a bike. I'm pretty sure I'll be somebody.
As far as leadership goes, just talk a little bit about your defensive line and secondary. They came out and played real physical last week. What's been the success and what's been the trend for them to improve week by week?
Well, they got awesome coaches that's coaching those guys, and they're gravitating to it. They're taking the coaching, and they understand there's so much room to get improvement. Like, we're not a finished product by any means, and that's what you like. You want to see those guys continue to come to work, continue to want to get coached hard, and continue to get better.
What's been your favorite part, just going through the process? Obviously, you spent a lot of time with these guys, but developing as a head coach, has there been somebody that you've looked up to or been around that you kind of model yourself as?
Well, I only worked one place, and the two head coaches I worked for was David A. Munn and John Kay. So, when there are any issues I need or things I got to figure out, those are the guys I can call and lean on. But, this is probably one of the better years I got a chance to develop as a head coach because now I ain't got to worry about being a play caller anymore. I got a great OC that came in, and he's doing a great job for us. So that took a lot of pressure off me. Same thing, bringing in Coach Dunston to work the special teams took a lot of pressure off me. So now I get to manage the game more and truly be a head coach.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. We'll have more coming up in the pregame show right after this. You're listening to Legacy Sports Network.
Timeout.
Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique.
And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
DeRoche Partners LLP, located in Houston and Dallas, offers a complete range of tax assurance and consulting services to a diverse portfolio of clients. Their team is dedicated to the highest ethics of our profession with a commitment to excellence. This is accomplished by putting an emphasis on providing superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of our clients. DeRoche Partners aim to provide valuable insight, effective solutions, and maintain long-lasting business relationships. Their high recruiting standards and culture of excellence is uncommon and unrivaled. They want to wish all the student athletes good luck. Visit DeRoche Partners on the web at dpllp.cpa.
Okay, ladies, it's your turn this football season. Have you always wanted to be able to keep up with the guys, whether you're at the game or watching the game on TV, and learn the game of football? I'm talking about the absolute basics so that you actually know what's going on. And not just for the ladies, but the guys too. You need to pick up First Down, a woman's guide to football, written by longtime high school sportscaster, now retired Andrew Pearl. This is an easy read with an introductory ebook price of just $9.99. You can pick up at firstdownfootballguide.com. Don't just go to the tailgate, actually enjoy the game, learn the game, know the game, and be in the game. First Down, a woman's guide to football. Pick it up now for just $9.99. It's an ebook, easy download immediately after purchase at firstdownfootballguide.com. Again, ladies, and for some of you guys that want to learn the game, this is for you. It's your turn to be in the game, know the game, and be a part of the game. Firstdownfootballguide.com. Get your copy today.
We're here in Channelview, Texas. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss here in the pregame show. Let's go ahead and look to Carl's Texas Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram GMC Buick keys to victory.
Coach Gaston, North Shore Mustangs, 3 keys to victory. They got to keep improving on their PATs and field goal team. They got to get off the field on 3rd and long. Channelview has faced a lot of 3rd and longs. North Shore needs to get off the field. And offensively, the Mustangs need to stay ahead of the sticks. Coach Hertz at Channelview High School thinks the biggest keys are no turnovers tonight. They got to play great defense and tackle well in space, and they have to limit North Shore's explosive plays.
You know, this is a team, Carl, that we saw last week that broke off some big plays, and, you know, they got some guys that rotate in and out. And Coach Gaston talked about it early in the open that, you know, they want these guys to develop and they want these guys to improve and then coach them up. So should be interesting for a good game here at Channelview ISD. I'd like to thank our title sponsor, United Community Credit Union. Be United. Wraps up the pregame show. Here, Carl. That was Carl Theis's Texan Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram GMC Buick keys to victory. Texan Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram GMC Buick. We hear you.
And our national anthem being played by the Channelview Band.
We'll go ahead and step aside. We'll have kickoff and coin flip when we come back. You're listening to high school football right here to Legacy Sports Network. Beautiful rendition there by the national anthem by the Channelview Falcon Band. North Shore playing the visiting team against the Channelview Falcons here in Channelview, Texas. Cameron Lunch alongside the stat wizard himself, Carl Theiss. Carl, you got your stats?
They're already burning up. We haven't even started yet.
It's getting hot. For those of you that listened last week, Carl was fighting with a vent of air that was coming in the press box, and he could not figure out where it was. It was pretty hysterical throughout the broadcast. Carl was catching papers flying off the desk. So This week, maybe if it happens, I have to take a time lapse, and we'll post it to our social media pages.
I think it was on candid camera last week. The wind was blowing from my feet all the way to the roof.
If you're just tuning in, welcome in here to the broadcast booth. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. Channelview comes in tonight as the home team. They're under head coach Arian Hertz, his 20th season. Falcons 1-5 coming in tonight, 0-3 in district play. North Shore on the other side, currently 5-1 and 3-0, tied for first place in the district. Let's go and thank for some of our sponsors for their support for Legacy Sports Network and high school football. Texan GMC, as your hometown community dealership, Texan Buick GMC is the place for all your vehicle needs. Whether you need service parts or you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we have you covered. Plus, many of our sales specialists also speak Spanish and accept ITINs and passports. No license needed. Ask us about our low APR finance rates and low lease payments on trucks, SUVs, and EV vehicles. We'd love to buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. Texan GMC, Texan Buick GMC, we hear you.
Captains for our contest at midfield with the officials.
While we get those numbers, we're going to take our last break. We'll have kickoff, and we'll get this game underway. You're listening to high school football on the Legacy Sports Network.
Get started. Parents, thanks for coming. As many of you know, I'm Coach Mather. Tonight I want to talk about the season, of which I only have one expectation: that everybody gets stronger. When I say get stronger, I'm not referring solely to physical strength. Sure, we'll be in the weight room, we'll be running stairs, but we're also going to focus on developing mental toughness and grit, because those are the characteristics that allow us to achieve greatness both on and off the court. So how do we develop those things? By getting comfortable with a challenge, by cultivating the confidence necessary to overcome adversity in all forms. That's why I coach. That's my purpose. Every member of this team can lean on me, and I'll teach them how they can lean on themselves and each other.
This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
You're in Channelview, Texas, just to get set for kickoff. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss.
Channelview wins the toss. They'll receive from the south end zone, fieldhouse side.
Channelview will work right to left. They'll be in their blue and yellow uniforms, yellow pants with blue numbers, and the white lettering. North Shore will be in their classic road uniforms, all white with the scarlet numbering and lettering in their scarlet helmet. We heard from head coach Willie Gaston earlier. You said, his pride to kind of come full circle in the alma mater, to kind of play for them and then come back and coach. So, opening drive, Channelview is led by their quarterback, Tyson DeBose. Will work 1st and 10 from his own 19-yard line. He'll go empty set with 3 wide receivers out to the right, working from the right hash.
North Shore's putting 7 in the box, playing man-to-man coverage like they always do.
Carl, Channelview's a team that's going to be passing about 70% of the time, give or take the stats. But they'll go empty set here. Quick wide receiver screen out to the right. Pass is caught.
Double pass.
Little quick pass. Pass is intended, but nowhere near the intended target. So we'll go 1st and 10 as a deep pass for Channelview. What do you think it's going to take for them to get some momentum going offensively against this North Shore secondary, Carl?
Well, they're going to have a hard time protecting. They have a much smaller line than normal. North Shore's got a tremendous defensive line. So the quarterback's going to have to get rid of the ball, and they're going to have to establish the run.
DeBose will go empty set here. Hand off to the right-hand side with pickup of a couple.
That's Miles on the carry. Going to pick up 2 First third down for the Falcons, 3rd and 8.
Darius Miles, a senior, one of 2 lone seniors for this Channelview roster. Be 3rd and 7 for the Falcons. They went 1-9 last year, but really a young squad, kind of a rebuilding phase if you consider that, Carl. Here with 11-18, nothing ball game. If you just joined us, welcome in here to the broadcast booth. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. Both sends Miles in motion. Empty set here, looks left. Throws a quick out, and it's broken up by North Shore. So quick 3 and out. And the Falcons will bring their punting unit on.
Eduardo Pena to punt for the Falcons.
Pass was broken up by Michael Camacho Jr., the 5'10 freshman.
Pena averaging 31.9 yards per punt.
.11:05, 0-0 ball game. Channelview will punt in their first offensive series. Ball's going to bounce across the 40, be picked up, and it's on the ground. Channelview jumped on it. It's going to be a loose ball. No official call yet. Little extracurricular activity after the play. Flag was thrown. Ball bounced. They're waiting for the official call. So we'll wait for the officials to talk it over.
46-yard punt, and North Shore fumbled the return. They've still not signaled.
They'll come together. The head officiating crew, so we'll wait to get the call from them. They still have not gave possession.
Flag came in after the play.
A little bit of a trouble with the official mic, but Aubrey Johnson tried to pick up the ball. So it's going to be called against the Mustangs. It'll be 1st and 10 for North Shore. Aubrey Johnson, the return man for the Mustangs, picked up the ball in the last minute and got clipped by Channelview. And it was a scrum for the ball. North Shore able to recover.
North Shore starting at their own 15-yard line after the 15-yard penalty. 10:54 left in the first quarter, still no score. Maryland at quarterback.
Maryland will take the first snap and hand it off or reverse to the left-hand side.
Bocard on the reverse.
Just like Carl said, Bocard is a playmaker for this North Shore offense.
Slow developing play. North Shore gets 1, 2nd and 9.
Caleb Maryland, senior committed to Utah State. Over the summer, had offers from 5 different schools. Other 4 around Louisiana. 10-20 will be 2nd and 9 here. Maryland, shotgun formation, fakes the handoff and hands it off, and he's stuffed.
Hezekiah Johnson on the carry.
Up the middle for Johnson. Johnson had a heck of a game last week, Carl.
Channelview with a great stunt into the hole.
10:01 left to play here. If you just joined us, welcome in here to Channelview, Texas. Wherever you're listening, we appreciate you tuning in for some high school football here on a Friday night. It'll be a 3rd and long for North Shore in their opening series. 9:46. Bocard in motion. Maryland takes a snap, plenty of time, looks right, throws right. One-on-one matchup, pass out of bounds, was caught but brought in out of bounds. So North Shore will have their first 3 and out to start tonight with 9:34 left in the first quarter.
For Channelview defense, Keller, Salvador, Rodriguez, and Taylor up front. Linebackers Willie, Taylor, and Son, and now you go.
So both teams go 3 and out, and North Shore will send their punting unit.
LaDamian DeFreeze back to punt.
Patricio Martinez will be back, but the punt takes a hard right and will take a bounce to the North Shore 47-yard line. So Channelview will set up first and shot with excellent field position with 9:22 left to play here in the first quarter.
32-yard punt.
So a couple of 3-and-outs here. Big defensive stand for Channelview, but North Shore coming out a little shaky to start tonight's ball game. DeBose will go shotgun formation with 2 wide receivers each side. They'll take the snap, hand off the middle, and he's stuffed. That was Miles on the carry.
Miles going to lose 2.
This front has been impressive, Carl, for the North Shore Mustangs. Seems like with time as the game develops, they get better and more physical. First string, second string, third string. We saw some guys come in, but the secondary and the defensive interior lineman for this North Shore front. DeBose will go shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers to the right, takes a snap, look right, scrambles out of the pocket. He'll get away from some pressure, throw a quick right pass out to the right-hand side. Pass is caught and hauled in. Double coverage. That was Titus John who tried to go after the ball. Pass was brought in by Elijah Marshall. He'll pick up 6. Call it 2nd and 4. Excuse me, 3rd and 4. Channelview midfield working right to left. Bose takes a snap, hands off the middle, nothing going there. North Shore just gangs tackle him. For a Channelview offense, Carl, that likes to pass the ball, we've seen some plays on the ground. Goose Creek Memorial last week really struggled to work in the hashes. Due credit to that secondary and the defensive linemen get it to you. But what do you think Channelview is going to have to do tonight to get that offense rolling?
They're going to have to spread those defensive linemen out, get some running lanes. Miles picks up 1. 4th and 3 for the Falcons. The offense stays on the field.
7:33, 0-0 ball game. Cameron Bunch here alongside Carl Theiss in Channelview, Texas. DeBose will go pistol formation with Miles behind him.
Channelview wants timeout. No, there was
a flag down on the home side. I believe it's going to be a false start against the offense, and that'll back them up 5 yards.
Channelview's trying to call timeout.
So they'll bring
the punt team on.
Their special teams unit on. For those of you that caught the interview with Willie Gaston, he's been very particular about trying to clean up the special teams. 22 of 27 for PATs this year. They've struggled with a couple of holds, Carl, but what have you seen over the progression of the season that they've improved on?
They definitely have improved. They've switched holders, and they've just improved both PAT and field goals.
Punt up and away. North Shore's going to let it bounce into the end zone. So it takes a little bit of a bounce, and North Shore will take over 1st and 10 from their own 25. Special teams is my key in tonight's game. I'd really like to see North Shore get something going. We've seen their offense and defensive click, but I think Willie Gaston is playing very particular attention close to obviously special teams. But as you progress late in the season, Carl, you're trying to clean those smaller things up to get those guys rolling. But one thing I love about watching this senior for North Shore, Maryland, is that he takes charge. Gaston talked about it last year. He's slowly, surely taking the lead, and you need an offensive general.
We got to play a lot in their semifinal run last year.
Maryland will take the snap, hand off to Johnson. Johnson breaks a couple tackles. He'll pick up a nice game, about 8.
Maryland was back up to Caleb Bailey last year.
What do you notice the difference in these two quarterbacks?
Caleb Maryland is more calm. Picks up 7, 2nd and 3 for the Mustangs.
6:34, 0-0 ball game. North Shore working left to right. The 2nd and 3 here. Hand off to Johnson. Johnson goes right up the middle. A couple of nice blocks on the right-hand side. Up front tonight for the Mustangs. They've leaned heavily on this offensive line. They gave Caleb Maryland a A weekend and a nice fall break last week in the pocket. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 32.
Mustangs first down.
2 wide receivers out to each side. Johnson to the left. Miller will work for the right hash. Takes a snap, fakes a handoff, looks right. Their play's going to be called dead.
Mustangs illegal procedure.
6:05 left to play. Carl, you think after doing a few of these games, you see the penalty before it happens? Does it just come natural? Obviously, depending on where you're watching. You're watching the it just comes natural.
Last week in Baytown, we didn't have North Shore win a game without a penalty last week. And already 2 penalties in the first 5 minutes.
1st and 15 from the 27. Maryland throws left. Pass is caught at the left-hand side. Trying to spread the secondary out for Channelview. Channelview stuffed the hole. North Shore just completed their first down in the second offensive series. 5:40, 0-0 ball game.
That pass to Guerrero.
Just joining, welcome in here to the broadcast booth. Camera bunch alongside Carl Theiss. Week 8 of 2025 season district matchup. Maryland takes a snap, hands off to Johnson. Johnson goes up the middle for a nice carry, about 3. We haven't seen really any big explosive plays. Obviously, go with what works. But less is more, Carl. You talked to both these head coaches. We'll get into some conversation later. But 2 distinguished treasured programs. Obviously, I don't want to get too hysterical, but on a 3-3, we got lots to talk about. Maryland hands off to Johnson. Johnson breaks a couple tackles, bounces out to the 45, 50, pushed out of bounds all the way across to the Falcon 40-yard line. Speaking of patience, Carl, the senior for North Shore, have you seen more patience in this guy as he's grown? Obviously, sometimes you see sophomore, junior running backs try to cut the hole, but bouncing off the tackles out to the left. Have you seen this guy develop some patience?
He's developed patience, and he breaks tackles better than he did early in the season. 14-yard pickup, second first down for the Mustangs.
They'll go from the Falcon 42. Maryland takes a snap, throws left, one-on-one, wide open. Pass just out of the hands. Intended for 5, Bocard. For those of you that caught the pregame, caught up with Willie Gaston, I was doing some prep, Carl, and found a media guide from when he was playing at U of H. And I asked him, I said, you still play video games? He's like, no, I haven't had a console in about 10 years. But when he hops on, it's just like riding a bicycle. 2nd and 10 here from the Falcon 42. Maryland takes a snap, fakes a handoff, quick wide receiver pass out the left-hand side. Pass is caught, foot race to the end zone. Can he get in? Just pushed out of bounds. What a catch and run. Isaiah Guerrero making some noise early. They'll set up shot for the Mustangs, 1st and goal with 4:26 left to play here in the first quarter.
Sets the ball on the 5-yard line. 37-yard pickup for Guerrero, 1st and goal.
There goes shotgun formation with extra blocker on the right-hand side. They'll work from the left hash. Maryland takes a snap, holds it to the last possible second, and taking a minute, walk in the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs with 4:20 left to play. North Shore strikes first, 6-0 with 4:18 left to play here in Channelview, the first quarter. The North Shore Mustang band is packing that visiting section, Carl.
Yeah, they really are.
You think you could squeeze in between the woodwinds and the brass over there?
There's
maybe 20 years ago?
They needed to push the Scarlets. They need to push the Scarlets over. Give them more room up in the stands.
Hold good, kick up through the upright.
Campos kick good.
Mustangs lead 7-0 with 4:18. Carl, recap of that first drive.
They're going to go 80 yards in 9 plays. Take 3 minutes off the clock. Caleb Maryland, 5-yard run. And Mustangs lead 7-0, 4:18 left in the first quarter.
Judge Joe Stevens and the Joe Stevens Law Firm PC wants you to remember, if you're injured in a wreck, let Joe help you and your family get a check. Joe and his team of personal injury experts help get the settlement for you. 4:18 left to play in the first quarter. Camera Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. You're on the third level of this beautiful stadium in Channelview, Texas. Falcons playing host to the North Shore Mustangs. A district realignment just a couple years ago. Channelview's found themselves on the bottom half of the district, but let's say the easiest district to change into, Carl.
Yeah. Channelview came from the Pasadena district. They want to go back to that district.
Ball's going to be taken from the 10-yard line. Ball was returned by Davion Vanderbilt, the junior wide receivers. Ball's going to be returned about the 21-yard line. So, Carl, Channelview has had a couple of offensive series. We've seen a few things work, but like last week, obviously you make adjustments in the game. Coach Gaston, for those of you that just joined us, I talked to Coach Gaston before the game and asked him, what has been the successful part of this key for your offense and defense. He said having those offense and defensive coordinators, respectively, have done a really good job in letting him kind of manage a game versus trying to play call. It's kind of like juggling 3 balls but also playing the flute. Falcons will take it 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Pass caught out across the 35-yard line.
Falcons first down.
Off a fake pass was brought in by Davion Vanderbilt, who just had that return, so they'll move the sticks on a 1st and 10.
Picks up 14. Vanderbilt's their leading receiver.
3:55 left to play here in the first quarter. Falcons will work right to left. They'll send 2 wide receivers from left to right, working from the left hash. North Shore will spread their defense out. Dubose in the shotgun with Miles to the right. Hand off to the left-hand side. Breaks a tackle, and he's wrapped up and thrown just shy of the out-of-bounds marker. As Darius Miles, listed as a running back and a linebacker. Pick up a 4, we'll call it 2nd and 6 with 3:23. North Shore leads Channelview 7-0. This is the 3rd offensive series for the Falcons. We go 2 wide receivers to each side. He'll send Miles in motion. Takes a snap, running back screen, fakes a handoff, throws left, and just throws it down. Good decision there by Dubose. Obviously saw the defense running at you like a freight train, Carl.
There's going to be intentional grounding. He didn't get – the ball's got to pass the line of scrimmage, or he's got to have a receiver in the area. He was not thrown at the receiver. It was thrown into the ground toward the Channelview bench.
I'd like to thank our title sponsor, United Community. A little bit of a interception from the referee, Mike.
Sounds like he's coming from Mars.
Been keeping up with any SpaceX, Carl?
No. Elon Musk has.
My neighbor is a big space guy, so I'll let him give the space updates, but it's hard to kind of keep with sports and playoffs and high school football. 3:01, North Shore leads 7-0 here in the first quarter. Channelview, Texas, Camera Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. They'll go 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side, 3rd and long.
3rd and 16.
Pass is short, intended to the right-hand side to Vanderbilt, and they'll bring their special teams unit on, assuming here. Obviously, when you play a program who will – has a capability to get into offensive shootout, Carl, what do you think is the most important thing for teams, obviously, as the team develops? Channelview, trying to work against the North Shore squad, but respectively, early on, you try and clean up the penalties. Obviously, a simple mistake as intentional grounding can cost you a drive.
It cost them that time. Pin you in for his 3rd punt. That one's straight up.
Punt is clear, going to bounce across the 45-yard line, go out of bounds about the 42. So North Shore will set up shop 1st and 10 from the 42.
27-yard punt for Pena.
Carl, you teach elementary math?
Never.
Never? be good. You come sub for me sometime. You think you can make it through a day in elementary?
I do not think so.
North Shore will set up.
You deserve a medal every day.
Their 4th and 10.
2:46 left in the first quarter.
First and 10.
North Shore 7-0 over Channelview.
2:46, like Carl said. They go 3 wide receivers out to the right-hand side. They'll send a man in motion.
Sent 2 motion, that's a penalty.
A little bit of a movement on the left-hand side.
Like
It's funny. Maryland. Maryland, from the Pee-wee to the high school to the college to the NFL level, you know, they start to point at each other. It's number 49 working on the right side for the Channelview Falcons. DeMario Saldina, the defensive lineman. They've gotten a little too antsy.
I think,
Carl.
I think that head linesman umpire.
It's going to go against North Shore. Flinch. Carl, I know you've talked about playing some defense and offensive line. 2:46 left to play here in the first quarter. Is there any certain type of drills that offensive linemen or defensive linemen do in camp that help you develop a stingy to trying to hold your stance?
Yeah, definitely. And
what is it?
The biggest thing, they do weight training every single day. I mean, even in season. Stretching and weight training.
1st and 15 from the Mustang 37-yard line. Maryland will send a man in motion. 2 wide receivers out to the right-hand side. They'll work left to right. They lead 7-0. Hand off to the middle.
Johnson again. Here's a guy, Johnson. Oh, that was Marcus Stewart. Correction.
Marcus Stewart. Thanks, Carl. 2:24. Just want to make sure, get our numbers and players right. If you're a North Shore Mustang, you're just tuning in, it's been all North Shore so far. They'll work 2nd and 11 from their own 41. Maryland work from the left hash, working left to right. He takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looks right. Quick post out, pass is caught. Here comes Aubrey Johnson. Johnson, foot race. Can he get around the block? 10-5. Touchdown Mustangs.
59-yard house call for Aubrey Johnson.
Carl. Give me 2 more. North Shore leads now 13-0 with 1:55.
Johnson with a great route. Maryland delivered the ball in stride. Maryland already 103 yards passing. Campos in for a 2nd extra point attempt.
Kick is up and good. 14-0. North Shore leads Channelview with 1:55 left to play here in the first quarter. Carl, when you have a quarterback real fast, like Caleb American, let the play develop, what does that do for your wide receivers for an extra half second, a second to kind of let the play and that wide receiver get down the field to block?
It really means a lot. North Shore is going to go 58 yards, 2 plays, take 51 seconds off the clock. Aubrey Johnson, 59-yard touchdown pass from Maryland. North Shore 14-0, 1:55 left in the first quarter.
Saving young lives through EGC screenings. Visit CodyStevensFoundation.org to learn more. Every screening matters. Every child matters. Hey, football fans, make sure you follow us on our social media pages, Legacy Sports Network. On all social media platforms, get connected with the Legacy Sports Network by checking out our social media pages on Facebook. You can find us at Ellison Sports. This ball is going to be taken from the 12-yard line, working right to left, taken out just about to the 27-yard line. Find us on Facebook. You can find us at Ellison Sports, on X, formerly known as Twitter. We're at Legacy Sportsnet, and on Instagram at We Are Legacy Sports Network. The Legacy Sports Network, we're building a legacy one game at a time. Carl, if our followers go up, I'm going to bring a fan and hide it from you. We'll get like a live cam going.
Vanderbilt with a 17-yard return to the 29-yard line.
You opposed to that, Carl?
If it's not on me, I'm not opposed to it. But if it's on me and blowing my papers, it's hard to keep stats when I can't catch my papers.
Channelview will work right to left. Here with 1:46 left to play in the first quarter. Camera bunch alongside Carl Theiss. They'll go empty set, quick wide receiver. Pass to the center of the field. Just to the hands. Intended for Jakari Butler. Sophomore wide receiver, defensive back for the Falcons. Second and 10 for Tyson DeBose, junior for the Falcons. We kind of teased it earlier, but both these programs, especially their head coaches, prepping for this game this week, Carl, you read one article and then you find another one and you kind of go down a rabbit hole, and it's just so fascinating with the programs and just kind of the history of the way North Shore has, was built through the head coaches. We'll get into some conversation during halftime. But then on the other side, Channelview, Arion Hurts and, obviously his son, Jalen Hurts. It's just fascinating just to see these programs and what they've been able to do, the players they produce. Passes broken up, almost intercepted by the big fella. That was Lionel Hunter.
The biggest win in Channelview history was Jalen's junior year. They actually went to North Shore and scored on the last play of the game and kicked extra point good to ruin North Shore's homecoming his junior year.
Oh, man.
And that's the only time Channelview has beaten North Shore.
132, North Shore leads 14-0. DeBose continued shotgun formation on 3rd and 10. Stalled out here late in the first quarter. Takes a pass and hands it off, and he's swallowed for dinner.
Miles wanted to hand that one back.
That was Zaquan Nunn, the 6'250" senior defensive lineman. It's kind of like going to a buffet, Carl, and just...
He had all you could eat on that one.
Yep.
Nunn's getting better every week. Loses 4 back to the 25, 4th and 14. Pena in for his 4th punt here in the first quarter.
Johnson back to receive. Punts up and away. This one, take a friendly bounce down to the 30. Johnson's going to pick it up. Gets a nice block, breaks a tackle across the 35. He's pushed out of bounds across the 40. Flag comes flying in from the back judge
Johnson with
from Channelview side.
13-yard return after a 48-yard Pena punt.
You're just in one. Welcome into Channelview, Texas. Camera bunch alongside Carl Theiss. North Shore leads Channelview 14-0 with 41 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Flag was picked up, and they'll wave off the call.
North Shore started their own 41-yard line. As Cameron said, 41 seconds left at the 41-yard line. A lot of 41s on that one.
First and 10 for the Mustangs. Maryland will work from the right hash. Picard will come in from the left hash. Maryland takes a snap, fakes a handoff, quick pass out the left-hand side, passes across the 45.
That's Tolson on the catch.
Beautiful development to let the play take its time.
Maryland did a great job. Tossed the ball to Tolson. Tolson's getting better every week. Picks up 26 yards up to the 33-yard line. 5th first down for the Mustangs.
31 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. They'll work from the left hash, working left to right. In Falcon territory. They'll send a man in motion. Maryland takes a snap, fakes a handoff, looks right, tries to escape some pressure. One-on-one matchup. Pass is caught. Touchdown Mustangs. Hello, LaDamian DeFries. Beautiful patience from Maryland. DeFries.
33 yards.
DeFries, takes the rest. And the Mustangs lead 20-0 with 20 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Carl, we got to see Philip Maryland play just the opening half last week, but since that loss in week 1, what have you noticed the biggest change in as the weeks progressed?
O-line and D-line. Their O-line and D-line just taking it to another level. Maryland's hardly ever forced out of the pocket. Campos kicked good. North Shore now 21-0 with 20 seconds left here in the first quarter.
I'd like to thank our title sponsor, United Community Credit Union. Be united.
Mustangs will go after the punt. Quick 2 plays, 2 completions by Maryland. The last 33 yards covered by LaDamian DeFries, 33-yard touchdown from Maryland, and North Shore leads 21-0. To answer your question, though, their O-line and D-line have just got better every week. And Caleb Maryland is just, last week he was 8 of 10 passing, didn't have any plays in the second half. Went to second, third teamers all the second half last week.
21-0 Mustangs lead the Falcons here with 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ball's going to bounce out of bounds, and they'll throw a flag down.
Channelview have the option to take it at 30 or force North Shore a re-kick.
Patience by Davion Vanderbilt. Special teams and area. Coach Gaston talked in both open this week and last week, trying to clean it up, and I think that's a point of emphasis. Obviously, you get it, you do it till you get it right.
Still feedback on the official's mic.
Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss here.
Channelview's opting to take it at the 30-yard line.
In Channelview, Texas. Last week they won 76-15.
Scored on 11 of 12 possessions.
For Channelview, they lost to Kingwood 61-21. DeBose throws a quick out to the left-hand side. He's swarm tackled like mosquitoes in the city of Houston on a warm, humid evening. Carl, mosquitoes have been terrible.
That's Butler again.
Jakari Butler
loses 1, second 11.
I heard something on the radio this week said that mosquitoes like bright colors. So, I don't know if you take my word for it, but wear dark colors if you're around the body of water. After 1, North Shore leads 21-0. We'll step aside. Well, the second quarter coming up. You're listening to high school football right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Not only do your allergies contribute to missed days at work and increased healthcare costs, allergies also contribute to overall poor health and can decrease your quality of life. Allergies cause your cells to release histamine, which causes inflammation. This inflammatory response can affect your sinuses, lungs, skin, nerves, joints, muscles, and other organs. Allergies can begin at any age, even midlife, and if left untreated can lead to sinus infections, skin disorders, asthma, migraines, and insomnia. Medications can only mask symptoms. Experience shows that it's better to prevent the underlying allergic reaction. Imagine how nice it will be to enjoy the outdoors without suffering from allergies.
The Theiss Health and Wellness Center identifies the root cause of symptoms, helping to restore your health. We resolve allergies naturally and conveniently with our new state-of-the-art low-dose immunotherapy treatment. Call a wellness consultant today at 281-990-4793. That's 281-990-4793.
Start of the second quarter.
Falcons.
Here in Channelview, Texas, Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. The work left to right. DeBose takes the first snap of the second quarter, throws a pass down the right-hand sideline. Beautiful pass. Just can't quite haul it in. Good coverage there by the secondary for North Shore.
Incomplete pass. 3rd and 11 for the Falcons. DeBose, 2 of 9 passing for 15 yards.
If you're just joining us, it's been all North Shore. Mustangs started off a little slow but got things going. DeBose will look to the sideline on a 3rd and 11 here. Working from their 30-yard line. DeBose takes a snap. Quick pass caught out to the right-hand side, but it's blown up. Jakari Butler with the catch. He's been DeBose's go-to, but the secondary have played Butler tight tonight, Carl.
4th and 9. Butler just past the line of scrimmage. Fourth and 9.
Aubrey Johnson in the back of the punting unit, standing around the 30-yard line. Punt up and away.
Pena's 5th punt.
11-11, North Shore leads 21-0. Picked up around the 40-yard line. 11:03 left to play here in the first half. Carl, thoughts on the first half thus far?
39-yard punt. Channelview's got only 1 first down. Just got to get sustained drives. North Shore's, just like last week, North Shore's just on a roll. The only guy tired for Channelview is Eduardo Pena, the punter.
North Shore will work right to left. See flip field there between quarters. Fakes a handoff. Maryland scrambles out of the pocket. Throws a deep pass. Wide open to Bakar. Bakar rolls it in. Did he hang on to it?
Great adjustment by Bakar.
Yes, he did. Oh, my goodness. Bring me a bucket of chicken, Carl.
That was an awesome catch by Bakar.
The biscuits and the sides.
Great adjustment. Led him back to the middle of the field.
Give me the whole family meal.
Picks up 42 yards down to the 12-yard line.
Good patience by Jalen Bakar to set the North Shore Mustangs up. 1st and 10 from from the Falcon 12-yard line. Maryland hands the ball off to Johnson. He walks in the end zone. Touchdown Mustangs. They now lead 27-0 with 10:27 left to play in the first half.
Bakar covers the last 12 yards. Another two-play drive by North Shore.
Mustangs have found their groove tonight. Campos in for the extra point. It's up through the upright. Mustangs now lead 28-0 here with 10:27 left to play in the first half. For those of you that are just joining us, those of you that have been with us since the pregame, caught up with Coach Gaston. He's talking about, continue to look in front of them and not get too ahead. I know you start to look at schedules. It's kind of like college football when the schedules are released. Oh, you got this game and we got them at home, and you flip fields. But, obviously keeping his guys composed to take it week by week. I think they've done a really good job keeping their players composed and focused. Obviously, sometimes you see it in the college football. You see these teams that get a big win, and then all of a sudden it's like, they get a nice piece of humble pie the next week because they're riding it high.
That's a great point. North Shore's got the meat of their schedule left. They go to Atasco comes to North Shore next week. They go to C.E. King the next week at Halloween night, and then they close the season in Summer Creek at North Shore. So they got 3 playoff teams in 3 weeks.
10:27 left to play here in the first half. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. North Shore will kick off right to left. Ball's going to be taken in the back of the end zone. Fumble snap there, picked up, and he's tackled out across the 10-yard line.
That North Shore drive goes 60 yards, 2 plays again. Last 3 drives, 2 plays, take 36 seconds off the clock. Hezekiah Johnson, 12-yard touchdown run.
That was George Taylor with the return. A little bit of a last-minute decision there to take it out of the end zone.
Yeah, he waited too long. That deep in the end zone, he needs to take a fair catch and bring it up to the 25.
Channelview will start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10 from their own 11-yard line, with 10:20 left to play here in Channelview, Texas. Good crowd on hand tonight. Big bands, North Shore faithful. Just about filling up the visitor side. DeBose takes a snap, takes a handoff inside to Miles. Carl, quick point. Physically up front, North Shore has played sound as the weeks have gone by, but as the season progresses, and not to get too ahead, but as far as the secondary, the interior linemen, when you get a team that's 50-50, will try and open up the running lanes. What do you think is the hardest decision for a defensive coordinator? Do you hone in on the defense, the run or the pass, or do you keep a balanced attack?
Well, all these teams are trying to stop the run, and Maryland's just today's.
DeBose passes just through the hands.
Today, Maryland's 6 of 7, 210 yards and 2 touchdowns. Last week he was 8 of 10 passing.
I believe that was just Tommy Anderson, who just missed a pick 6 to the house. Haven't really talked about him tonight, Carl, but Tommy Anderson.
He's played two great games in a row.
Came in tonight, 1 forced fumble, 1 recovered fumble, and 1 interception. One of the defensive leaders for this North Shore team. 3rd and 7. Falcons, quick pass out to the right-hand side.
Press defense by North Shore, man-to-man.
And there's going to be a flag called from the referee on the home side.
It's probably going to be defensive holding on North Shore.
Holding on a little too tight. I believe it's going to be called against Tony Guillory.
It's pass interference. It'll be a spot foul because less than 15 yards carries an automatic first down.
Sorry about that return signal there from the official's mic. Good call there. 28-0, 9:30 left to play here in the first half. Channelview, Texas Camera Bunch alongside Carl Theiss.
Guillory guilty of pass interference.
North Shore Mustangs football radio broadcast is presented by Maddry Staffing Services. Plays called dead.
Illegal procedure against the Falcons. Backs it up 5, 1st and 15. Going to back it up to the 17-yard line.
9:26 left to play here in the first half. 1st and long here. North Shore leads Channelview 28-0. DeBose takes a snap, tries to escape some pressure, and he's sacked.
DeBose, absolutely no time. North Shore defense. None got to him. Loses all the way back to the 8-yard line.
Zaquan Nunn having himself a parade tonight against these Falcons. Zaquan Nunn listed as 6'2", 250. Obviously, just like basketball and football players, these guys continuously grow.
He's so athletic, and he's so big.
2nd and parking lot. DeBose will keep this for a keeper, and he's met with a physical tackle from Michael Camacho.
DeBose up 4 yards, 3rd and 20 for the Falcons.
Junior, the 5'10", 165 freshman, hits like a 215, 6'2" linebacker.
You got a lot of good freshman defensive backs.
Third and long, DeBose takes a snap. He escapes some pressure, and he's swallowed up.
That's Nunn again.
And Nunn
loses his helmet, so he's going to have to take a play off, but he deserves a play off.
Get the fellow a Lunchable, Carl. You know, I went down to go talk to Willie Gaston before the game, and at the end of our interview, they called him up on a coach. Gaston was kind of in his pregame, and those guys started warming up in there. You know, they're looking eye to eye to me. Now, Carl, I'm 6'5". Obviously, I didn't play football. I was in the band, but talk about some big fellas.
Yeah, they got massive size.
Channelview will get their punt away. Aubrey Johnson will let this one bounce out, and North Shore will set up shop with excellent field position. 7:34, North Shore leads Channelview 28-0. As North Shore started off the night a little slow. For those of you just joining, welcome in here to the broadcast booth. Wherever you're listening, however you're listening, make sure you visit ellisonsports.com for coverage of high school sports. As North Shore will come out.
34-yard punt out of bounds at the 41-yard line.
With excellent field position. Some other games tonight on Ellison Sports. Dickinson taking on Brazoswood down in Freeport. Antonian taking on St. Thomas, and then Alvin taking on Manville. Good shotgun formation will work right to left. Maryland fakes a handoff, plenty of time. He throws a deep pass, one-on-one. Bocard brings it in like a bread in a bread basket. Beautiful throw and catch from Maryland to Bocard.
Bocard looked like he was out early for practice.
34-0 with 7:20 left to play. You know, his throws tonight, Carl, have been crisp.
Yeah.
About as crisp as a speech pathologist can say the word crisp.
Yeah.
Like crunchy leaves crisp, Carl.
7 of 8 passing now, 251 and 3 touchdowns.
Can you think of something crisp?
Yeah, I think he's very crisp tonight.
Crunchy leaves crisp? 7:20, field goal good.
Campos kick good.
North Shore leads 35-0 with 7:20 left to play.
They didn't take 2 plays; they took 1 that time. After the punt, 41-yard pitch and catch. Bocard second long catch. 41-yard pass from Caleb Maryland. Again, Maryland's line 7 of 8, 251 and 3 touchdowns, all in the first half. Still 7:20 left in the second quarter. And last week he didn't get to play any in the second half because they went to second and third teamers.
North Shore Rotary are proud sponsors of Mustangs football on the Legacy Sports Network. The North Shore Rotary wishes the Mustangs football team good luck in tonight's game. Go Mustangs from your friends at the North Shore Rotary.
That drive took 14 seconds after the punt.
7:20 left to play here in the first half. It's been all Mustangs as they lead 35-0 here at Channelview. Camera runs alongside Carl Theiss. If you just joined us, welcome in here to Channelview, Texas. Ball's going to be bounced to the back of the end zone as North Shore will come out and try to get something going here offensively. It's been all North Shore. Leading them tonight, Zaquan Nunn.
1 sack and 3 tackle for losses.
Channelview will have the ball on the 25-yard line, 1st and 10.
I think also, again, we kind of talked about it earlier, Carl, but a lot of these guys are trying to get in the rotations. Obviously, when you have a little bit of depth, you can get those guys in and out and have them playing that much more. I think you have these older guys, but it gives a chance for some of these younger guys to get in and get their hands dirty and get some, playing experience, regardless up 7 or 35. Falcons will go 1st and 10 from their own 25-yard line. DeBose keeps the carry.
Should have handed the carry. DeBose still down.
And he is hit hard as he's slow to get up. 7:05. And the physicality of North Shore. not one to play football, obviously pick up, but the physicality of being able to, between play to play, to kind of catch your breath and still run your offense, Carl. That's why quarterbacks get paid the big bucks.
North Shore's got a lot of second-teamers already out there, and they're rotating first and second team in and out of the game.
DeBose takes a snap, fakes a handoff, a little bit of miscommunication, and he's going to be maybe loss of about a half a yard. 6:27, North Shore leads 35-0. A little bit of miscommunication. And obviously, the DeBose, as your quarterback, when trying to recover from a play and then obviously get the signal to your guys is difficult. But when there's a little bit of just a tiny bit of miscommunication, it can cause essentially a little bit of a loss of a down, Carl.
Yeah, definitely.
DeBose takes a snap, escapes the pressure out of the pocket, and he's tackled from behind.
That's what 3rd and long does. He made a great run, stepped up in the pocket, but it's 3rd and 11.
Brought down by Linnell Hunter. Hunter has had himself a nice evening with 5:39 left to play. North Shore brings their receiving special teams unit on.
Pena in for his 7th punt here in the first half.
So, Carl, kind of get into this conversation. When I was prepping for this game, obviously from the Austin area, but the history of North Shore, ball's going to bounce and be down at the 33-yard line. Looking at the history and the AI, I don't know how much you got into the AI, but save some time. But David Amon, he was considered the architect of the North Shore Mustangs from 94 to 2014. If you could
they didn't ever win before he came in 94.
If you could give me a 2-sentence synopsis of David Amon, how would you describe him? Obviously, I've never met the gentleman before.
He put discipline in the game, and he hired great coaches. And his athletic director, Ed Workin, supporting him along the way.
And you have John Kay came in from 2015 to February 2023.
Kay moved up to the varsity in 2004 after their state championship.
Maryland faked the handoff. Quick pass out the left-hand side to Johnson. Johnson wide open across the 50, 45, and pushed out of bounds. So North Shore continues to keep their pedal on the gas with 5 minutes even left to play here in the first half. But just reading up on North Shore, John Kay obviously 4 state championships, and that's the continued excellence. Obviously, Willie Gass in his first season, he started off as a freshman coach, came into North Shore. The story is really interesting. Is he came in to kind of get some treatment, and then they offered him a job. Looking at some different interviews and podcasts, he's like, middle school, which for a guy who's not intentionally supposed to be coaching, you start off on the freshman team and then you work your way up. We'll get into this conversation too, because at point your offense and defensive coordinator both played tight end. So when you have coaches that play the opposite side of the ball, what do you think that does for your development of players, but also to let your players play and develop and kind of see what's on the opposite side of the field?
Yeah, it's another false start for North Shore. North Shore now 7 penalties for 88 yards. 1st and 20.
4:58 Mustangs. Some self-inflicted wounds here in the late first half. North Shore leads 35-0. And much alongside Carl Theiss. We'll go one wide receiver out to each side. T formation with Maryland in the backfield. They'll hand off to the right-hand side.
That's
nothing
Caden
going
Brandley.
there.
Caden Brandley on the carry.
For the junior running back. But you have the defensive corner, Garrett Cross, who's been around since 2015. A guy that's obviously established, get a few coaches.
He moved up to defense coordinator when John Kay got the head job.
But then you bring in Ben Barikma from Deer Park, and obviously Coach Gaston talked about it in the open, but allows him to kind of manage the game versus trying to call plays and manage the game. Maryland takes the snap, throws right, just through the hands
Tolson ran before he caught it.
4:16 left to play, still 2nd and 20. But when you have obviously guys come and go, but for Gaston to kind of continue that excellence, obviously he talked very highly of his coaches. When it gets down to the breakout rooms and film study and keeping your guys healthy, he talked very highly of his coaching staff, and it goes all the way down to the trainers. You have to have, to let these kids rehab. Maryland takes a snap, running back screen here. Here's Bradley across the 45, and he's pushed out of bounds. Nice pickup.
Screen to Bradley.
Should be a flag on the field around the 42.
Picks up 14 yards.
And the other thing too is talking to Coach Gaston and just kind of researching and seeing some of the online chat. North Shore has a really good following. If you're not, for someone like me who's not from the Houston area, you get hometowns that follow their stadium, but when you get sorry about the return fee there. Something about him turning around. I'll talk it over with Coach Gaston. But when you have a head coach kind of come in and build from a starting place to kind of understand the game, it's hard to continue to have excellence. Obviously, you have these programs across the state of Texas that are in competition with one another. We'll get into some rankings there in halftime. But, Carl, what do you think the hardest part is for a guy to come in and still continue that excellence and kind of do it his way?
Yeah, you got to put your stamp on the program, and because they promote within, it's pretty easy to do it.
They'll go out here on 4th down. Quick pass
to DeVries underneath. DeVries
out to the right-hand side. DeVries will be a foot race to the end zone. And he punches it in. Touchdown Mustangs.
42-yard touchdown.
The fastest man on the field. Second receiving touchdown, LaDamian DeFries. Junior wide receiver making it look easy. As the Mustangs now lead 41-0 with 3:52 left to play in the first half. But, back to Coach Gaston, obviously when you bring people from the outside and in, there's conflict, but, you don't see any type of, you see just camaraderie on the field, the way they just hold themselves. This PAT goes to the upright to make it 42-0 with 3:52. Everyone has to be on the same page. Obviously, when you get out here and, from the moment you step out of the locker room, and just watching this program last week after the game, the band,
they're very businesslike.
The band played the school song. They go over to the cheerleaders, and everyone is running into the locker room. Big win. And that's the kind of stamp that Coach Gasson and his staff have been able to kind of keep the production. You get turnover, you get rebuild years, but for North Shore to continue that excellence, it's pretty amazing to watch.
2:14 time of possession. They go 67-5. DeFries 42-yard pass. Maryland's 4th touchdown pass. Maryland now 10 of 12, 327 yards. We still have 3:52 left in the second quarter.
It's been all North Shore, 42-0 as the Mustangs lead. With 3:52 left to play in the first half, Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. Mustangs will kick right to left. Channelview still trying to get something on the board. Ball's going to be taken from the 4-yard line, but it's going to be called a fair catch.
Moves it up to the 25. That's very smart on that return guy. Gets 21 yards for taking a fair catch.
Kind of back to that tradition, when you build a program, obviously you start from the ground up, but to have that continued success, it's hard to continue that success. And I think North Shore has done a good job of, when players leave, sometimes you get 2, 3, 4, 5-star athletes, but to continue to keep that competitive edge within your program does one of two things. I think it creates a standard of, high expectations, but, we're going to play the best.
They're always good on the sub-varsity level, too, so they do exactly what North Shore's varsity does.
1st and 10, 25 to Bose. There's a long pass down the middle of the field. It's going to be short. Good coverage by the secondary. Pass was intended for Aguado Pena.
DeBose now 4 of 13 passing.
Correction for Jakari Butler. That blue-on-blue lettering, Carl. A little difficult to see. He's able to get back down to the parking lot, grab the binoculars. 3:38 left to play here in the first half. 42-0. North Shore leads Channelview. DeBose trying to get something going for this Falcon offense. Kind of hit a stalemate. He'll take the snap. He'll keep it himself outside the 25, 30, pick up enough for the first down, push out of bounds across the 37-yard line. Trying to get a little bit of a spark going for this Falcon offense.
12-yard pickup. 3rd first down for the Falcons. DeBose now 8 yards on 7 carries.
DeBose will stay in shotgun formation, hand off to Miles to the left-hand side. He'll go from right hash to left hash. Pickup of just a couple on the play. 3:20 left to play. North Shore leads 42-0. Carl, as over the years, you've seen the program kind of develop. Obviously, they expect to make the playoffs and they expect, to compete. But what do you think the hardest part of having a program and having that success is? Do you feel like they have a target on the back? I was doing some research last night and looking at these teams in the Dallas and Houston and Austin area that are, having continued success. And sometimes they fall off in the first or second round, but to continue to play to the out rounds, it's so difficult.
Yeah, it really is.
Hand off to Miles inside, not going much there, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. But, we got in the conversation last week, your DeSoto's and Duncanvilles and, your Westlakes, your North Shores. You see a lot of these 5A, 6A powerhouses
just
reload, and it's like, where are these kids coming from? But I think it starts, obviously down at the Pee Wee level. The expectation for any program, there's parents and teachers that I work with that say that the youth baseball where I live is competitive. Any given Saturday, parents are getting thrown out, but it's a competitive nature. Obviously, you don't want to burn out, but I think the expectation for a lot of North Shore fans is this is the expectation, and if you're not going to meet that, then hey, we're a winning program. So
2-minute timeouts.
We'll have a 2-minute timeout. North Shore on top, 42-0. We'll have the rest of the first half when we come back right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
You've got tickets to the game, but something comes up. Maybe the boss sends you on the road, the kids have practice, or you just can't make the drive. That's where Quick Assist steps in. With one tap, your seats hit every major ticket marketplace at once. No more juggling apps, no more wasted time. Quick Assist, it takes the hassle out of resale and puts cash in your pocket. Pro or college sports, it's all covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on the LSN website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
United Community Credit Union is a proud sponsor of Galena Park ISD. We're here to be your single source solution for all your banking needs with services ranging from checking and savings accounts to home equities and auto loans. United Community is the full service financial partner you've been looking for. No matter what stage of life you are in, whether it be rebuilding credit history, investing, or seeking financial wellness, United Community is committed to serving you and the East Houston community. Find out more at unitedccu.com or follow us on social media at UnitedCCU.
1:53 left to play here in the first half. Cameron Butch alongside Carl Theiss.
Dubose with a long third down incompletion, and Eduardo Pena back in for his 8th punt here with 1:53 left of the half.
Special teams unit have been busy for both teams tonight. Punt's going to go, the snap's going to go above his head. He'll just get a squib punt off in time.
Great job on the recovery.
He's hit hard as he bounces back.
When the ball hits the ground, he becomes a runner, so they can run into him.
138, Channelview. Self-inflicted wound there.
16-yard punt. Pena did a great job in recovery and just not giving North Shore the ball at their 10-yard line.
1:38 remains left to play here in the first half. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. We'll get a new quarterback. Divorce Taylor will hand off up the middle to Johnson. Johnson, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Mustangs.
Hezekiah Johnson.
One play.
55-yard house call.
North Shore Mustangs good for it. North Shore touchdown.
Hezekiah Johnson,
his 2nd touchdown
to the house. Got a new quarterback in for the North Shore Mustangs. Divorce Taylor, who got some playing time last week. Mustangs now lead 48-0 with 1:27 left to play, pending this PAT.
Campos in.
The score last week at half was 42-0.
North Shore scores now on 7 of their 8 first half possessions.
North Shore continues to keep their pedal to the metal.
At the punt, North Shore is going to go 55 yards, one play. Hezekiah Johnson's 2nd touchdown, this one from 55 yards. As Cameron said, North Shore now leads 49-0, 1:27 left of the half.
As your hometown community dealership, Texan Dodge is the place for all your vehicle needs. Whether you need service parts or you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, we have you covered. Plus, many of our sales specialists also speak Spanish, and we accept ITINs and passports. No license needed. Ask us about our low APR finance rates and how to get the lowest price on a new truck or car today. We also want to buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. Texan Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, we hear you. 49-0 North Shore leads Channelview with 1:27 left to play here in the first half. Cameron Butch alongside my partner Carl Theiss here in Channelview, Texas. North Shore will kick off right to left. Ball's going to be called a fair catch, and the ball's going to stay in bounds. He's going to pick it up inside the 5, and North Shore smothers them like mustard, mayonnaise, and ketchup on a messy cheeseburger.
The ball just died at the 6-yard line. He had no other choice. He thought it was going to go out of bounds. The ball's alive until it goes in the end zone.
George Taylor called for a fair catch initially before the ball bounced, but the ball just died. I don't know if you call it a coughing corner because of a kickoff, but whatever happened there, I haven't seen that ever in a high school game. Never seen a ball just die like that. So Channelview will be pinned deep in their own territory, 1st and 10 from their own 5.
124 to the half.
Hand off to Miles, up the gut. Try and give a little bit of wiggle room for Channelview to work here before the half. North Shore up 49-0. As North Shore try and get some 2nd and 3rd string guys in the rotation. They started subbing them in and out. But for this Channelview team, Carl, obviously a lot of history. We talked about it a little bit earlier, but Arion Hertz in the 20th season, obviously when you get merged into a district that has,
well, you got all that Humble ISD, you have C. King, you got
powerhouses essentially.
You got 4 teams in the top 15 teams in Texas in that same district.
And that's a tough pill to swallow, but
Kingwood's going to get fifth, and Kingwood could win 3 or 4 Houston area districts this year.
When I think from an outsider looking in, a lot of people that are used to this expectation said, okay, well, hey, so what? But when you come in from outside and look and say, hey, when you're playing these type of quality teams, it's almost like you get a playoff preview in district play. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. And I didn't really understand that until, digging into some of the runs some of these programs have had. So that'll click off after 2 quarters. North Shore goes into halftime 49-0 against Channelview.
North Shore scored, as we said, on 7 of 8 first half possessions. They forced a punt after a 3-and-out on first possession, scored 7 touchdowns in a row.
At the half, North Shore leads Channelview 49-0. It was all Mustang football as they head their way into the locker room. North Shore band will start things off to kick off our halftime. We'll step aside. North Shore out in front, 49-0. We'll have a halftime report and first half recap coming up. You're listening to high school football right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Buying or selling commercial or residential real estate property. Kim Walt and Danette Watuski in Houston with RE/MAX Results are those 2 names. As part of RE/MAX Results, Kim Walt and Danette Watuski make your transaction smooth. RE/MAX Results. #WantToMove. Congratulates all local high school athletes. Their phone number is 713-777-SOLD.
Legacy Sports Network, now celebrating 18 years of broadcasting excellence. We are your home for local high school sports coverage. Expect excellent audio and video production. Whether you're listening at home or at the game, find us at lsnsports.com. Legacy Sports Network, building a legacy one game at a time.
Life happens. Maybe a work trip, a family event, or you just want to watch the game at home. Don't let the tickets go to waste. With Quick Assist, your seat gets listed for sale on every major marketplace simultaneously. No more juggling apps or stressing over resale. We make it fast and hassle-free, so you save time and put money back in your pocket. From pro to college, Quick Assist has you covered. Download the Quick Assist app by scanning the QR code on our Legacy Sports Network website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric, show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
What's the biggest myth about interscholastic performing arts? That you have to be the most talented or experienced to participate. The truth is, anyone can be a part of their school's performing arts. There are countless opportunities for students to participate, from theater, choir, and band to speech and debate. The bottom line, if you want to perform, there's a place for you.
This message presented by the NFHS and the UIL.
Here at the half. North Shore on top 49-0. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss here in Channelview, Texas. North Shore all over Channelview here in week 8 of the 2025 season. We'll get a quick first half recap as Carl wraps up his first half stats. But Carl, what a heck of a first half from the North Shore Mustangs. If you just joined us, welcome in here to the broadcast booth as North Shore started things off a little slow, but found a little bit of a mojo and got the bus rolling, as it's been all Mustangs here in the first half. Carl, thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, North Shore got stopped on the first possession. They haven't been stopped since. I mean, they had 3 straight 2-play drives, followed by a single-play drive, and then had 2 single-play drives. And the only drive, the first and the 6th possession, was 5-play, and the first possession was a 9-play. But other than that, it's all been 1 and 2-play drives.
You know, and it's been bam, bam, bam. Give credit to this North Shore offensive line. Has given Caleb Maryland just all the time in the world, but the secondary has done a good job blocking on the outside for some of these bigger plays to kind of develop. Hezekiah Johnson, a couple of big runs to the outside, but what I loved to see from the first half was just the plays time to develop. Obviously, when you go through walkthroughs and you go through practice during the week, you know, you're trying to see what works. Obviously, you know, this point in the season, week 8, as you gear up for, you know, some of those district foes that are coming up around the corner, you know, you have those plays that are going to be your go-to. But I think it's going to be important for these guys to obviously understand the next man up. So, Carl, what's the hardest part, I think, for this team to continue for those plays, right? Because we've seen the time for Caleb Maryland, but obviously, you know, in the past 2 weeks we haven't seen a lot of pressure. Channelview came out on the first series and stuffed the run a little bit, but obviously adjustments as you go through the football game. What do you think this offensive squad has done to kind of keep those adjustments in the game as the game develops?
On the offense, when you get ahead 49-0, it's just hard to get the second and third team to not be complacent. They are Coach Gaston and Barkham, the new offensive coordinator. They just have to keep the kids focused, and basically he tells those second and third teamers play hard and when they get in the game, and they're going to have to be ready for the last 3 district ball games in the state playoffs. Got a few statistics for the first half. Caleb Maryland, again, 10 of 12 passing for 329 yards through 4 touchdown passes, and also ran for another. Again, 10 of 12 passing, 329, and 4 touchdown passes. Maryland also a touchdown run. Hezekiah Johnson, 7 carries for 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Leading receivers, Jalen Bocard, 2 catches, 89. LaDamian DeFreeze, 2 catches, 75, both touchdowns, 33-yard, 42-yard touchdown. Isaiah Guerrero, 2 catches, 46 yards. Also, Aubrey Johnson, 1 catch, 59-yard touchdown. Christopher Tolson, 1 catch, 26. And Caden Brandley, 1 catch, 14. And Hezekiah Johnson, 1 catch, 20. So Channelview, Miles has 10 carries. Darius Miles, 10 carries for 8 yards. And Tyson DeBose, the junior quarterback, 4 of 14 passing for 26 yards.
When you look at numbers-wise, who were you the most impressed with in the first half?
Just Maryland. Maryland just keeps getting better. Maryland's throwing the ball where they can't intercept it. If his receivers can't catch it, he's gonna lead them away from the defensive back. But when you got time, he can make those. He's not making split-second decisions. You know, he had patience. The 2 or 3 times they got forced out of the pocket, and he just lays the ball right where the receivers want to catch the ball or away from the defensive backs.
We talked about Chris Crunchy Leafs, Carl, but the patience and the composure he brings. Obviously, when you have a field general like him who's able to let the play develop and give your wide receivers an extra half-second, split-second. Now, obviously, when you get into those district opponents that are going to bring a little bit more pressure to try and get you to keep those explosive plays away, right? You know, pick the run or you know, take it away in the air. I think that gives those defenses a harder job to try and stop that.
Maryland's just very, very good. He's much improved of using second and third receivers. And Maryland also has, when he needs to feather the ball and lay the ball in the flat, he just leads his running back and receivers to the spot away from the defensive backs.
Here at the half, North Shore leads Channelview 49-0. We're going to take a few minutes and let the North Shore Mustang Band play their halftime performance. North Shore leads 49-0. Here's the North Shore Mustang Band. here at the half.
The North Shore
North Shore leads Channelview 49-0. And that was a North Shore Mustang band in their 2025 show entitled Hypnotic. Hope you enjoyed that. North Shore leads Channelview 49-0. We're here at the half as the Channelview Falcon band and their dance team will get set up. We'll go ahead and step aside. North Shore all over Channelview 49-0. You're listening to high school football right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Union is a proud sponsor of Galena Park ISD. We're here to be your single source solution for all your banking needs with services ranging from checking and savings accounts to home equities and auto loans. United Community is the full service financial partner you've been looking for. No matter what stage of life you are in, whether it be rebuilding credit history, investing, or seeking financial wellness, United Community is committed to serving you and the East Houston community. Find out more at unitedccu.com or follow us on social media at UnitedCCU.
Life happens. Maybe a work trip, a family event, or you just want to watch the game at home. Don't let the tickets go to waste. With Quick Assist, your seat gets listed for sale on every major marketplace simultaneously. No more juggling apps or stressing over resale. We make it fast and hassle-free, so you save time and put money back in your pocket. From pro to college, Quick Assist has you covered. Download the Quick Assist app by scanning the QR code on our Legacy Sports Network website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Maddry Staffing Services has one of the largest temporary help divisions in the Houston area. Each week, the company pays over 2,000 temporaries, working on many and varied assignments. Maddry Staffing can help your company when you have needs for your employees. Call us at 713-941-0616 to speak with one of our experienced staffing consultants who can assist you with your staffing challenges. That number is 713-941-0616. They now offer video resumes as a job-seeking tool. Ask about it today. Maddry Staffing. They know the people you need to know.
We're here. We're here at the half. North Shore leads Channelview 49-0. Camera runs alongside Carl Theiss here in the halftime show. Hope you enjoyed that performance by the North Shore Mustang band as Channelview, their dance team, takes the field. Wherever you're listening, if you're just joining us, it was all North Shore in the first half. Things started a little slow for North Shore, but they were able to get some mojo going. They found the back of the end zone 7 times. We'll get into some a little bit of a playoff preview and talk some high school football in the 5A, 6A region across the metropolitan areas of Texas. As we're here at the half, North Shore leads 49-0. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. I want to thank some of our sponsors for their support of North Shore Athletics. Wherever you're listening, if you're just joining us, head coach Willie Gaston talked in the preview about trying to clean up the special teams and continue to play sound football. Obviously, you get into the conversations, but it's great to see some of these second and third guys continue just to keep the pedal to the metal as they start to kind of preview their last couple of games in the district race. If you're just joining us, North Shore leads 49-0 at the half as Channelview's dance team and some younger students from the surrounding areas get to participate in the half shows. I know that's a big deal, Carl. But we'd like to thank Cody Stevens, saving young lives through EGC screenings. Visit CodyStevensFoundation.org to learn more. Every screening matters. Every child matters. This year, United Credit Community Credit Union is celebrating 75 years of serving you, our neighbors, our friends, and family. We're here to support your dreams with better rates, lower fees, and service that puts you first. From your first car to your forever home, we're honored to be a part of your journey. Join us as we celebrate 75 years of people helping people. Make sure to follow us and check us out on our social media platforms. You have Instagram, Facebook, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Get connected with the Legacy Sports Network by checking out our social media pages. On Facebook, you can find us at Ellison Sports. On X, formerly known as Twitter, we are at Legacy Sports Net. And on Instagram, we are Legacy Sports Network. Legacy Sports Network, we're building a Legacy one game out of a time. Here at the half, North Shore leads 49-0 as the Falcon Band gets set for their halftime performance. Before we let the band play, enjoy some tunes, Carl. We got into some conversation last week about football in the area of Houston and Dallas. In perspective of the city of Houston and the North Shore program, who do you find the most interesting area? Do you find the Dallas area, Austin area, or Houston area, to continue to find their progress? And, I guess it's a reflection, obviously, each team, you have players come and go, but what do you think the hardest thing for a program to do is continue to develop players? We kind of talked about it in the first half.
They got to keep their players. I mean, anymore, even in high school, you don't have the transfer portal, but you've got a lot of families moving around, and their young student athletes move from high school to high school. So that's the key thing, to keep your players at your school. And the other thing, and develop those kids. And anymore, a lot of the young kids can go to camps during the season, and see a lot of the college coaches when they're have camps for the kids in the summertime. And you don't have just 7-on-7. So I say, any of those kids that aren't in 7-on-7, they can really develop strength and speed during the summertime. And North Shore does a great job in the summertime. C. King, under first-year coach Corey Laxon, has done a tremendous job. Already his first year, they've already had 2 big upset wins, and North Shore is going to play for the district championship 2 weeks, Halloween night, October 31st, at C. King Panther Stadium. But the other question about which of the regions, I really think DFW is very, very top-heavy. You've got South Lake Carroll, you've got Allen, you've got DeSoto, you've got Duncanville, all 5 good teams. In Central Texas, it goes through Westlake, Lake Travis. You don't have the powers in San Antonio. Although Smithson Valley won a state championship, beat Highland Park last year, you don't really have the amount of good teams in Central Texas as you do as in Houston. Houston's got 20 teams that can play with anybody in the state of Texas. I mean, and it's not just 6A teams. You've got P&G that played a couple of times in the state championship. They're still on a roll. And you've got Richmond Randall went 16-0, 5A D2 last year. They're really good, and they could probably beat any 6A team. But to answer your question, it's 6A and 5A in Greater Houston. It's much more depth of great teams than DFW or Central Texas.
For me, I think it's coming from the Austin area and coming to the city of Houston. It's the expectation, I think, is a lot higher. I mean, you want to go see some talent, go to any high school football stadium in the 5-mile radius of downtown Houston. Obviously, great stretch out to the greater Houston area, right. West, east, north, and south, but just the pedigree of the hometown feel, right? And when you get communities like North Shore and, to Channelview and like
Humble ISD, Conroe ISD,
Katy, Pearland, exactly. as far as south as, Dickinson, and as far as north and as Willis and Huntsville.
Alphen ISD has just got three great teams, and
You know-
it's anymore. It's not just inside the loop. It's not just inside the Beltway. You've got 35 miles, almost inside the Grand Parkways. All those teams are very, very competitive.
We're here at the half. North Shore leads Channelview 49-0. We'll go ahead and turn our mics down and preview Channelview's Falcon halftime show entitled Bugging Out. We'll wrap up our halftime show as North Shore leads 49-0. Enjoy some tunes from the Channelview Falcon Band. That was a Channelview Falcon Band here as they perform their show entitled Bugging Out. Just wrapping up the halftime show here. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. North Shore up against Channelview 49-0 as the band finishes up their show. We're going to go ahead and take our last break, and we'll have the third quarter coming up when we return. North Shore up big 49-0. You're listening to high school football right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Something comes up. Maybe the boss sends you on the road, the kids have practice, or you just can't make the drive. That's where Quick Assist steps in. With one tap, your seats hit every major ticket marketplace at once. No more juggling apps, no more wasted time. Quick Assist, it takes the hassle out of resale and puts cash in your pocket. Pro or college sports, it's all covered. Download the app today by scanning the QR code on the LSN website. Quick Assist, your ticket everywhere.
Ready to ring in the new year with a bang? Top Dog Fireworks is your place with a massive selection of amazing, high-flying, colorful, professional-looking fireworks. Top Dog Fireworks offers great buy one, get one free deals on select fireworks from multiple categories. Can't decide on exactly what you want? Their staff can help you set up the most unforgettable fireworks show. Visit TopDogFireworks.com to find directions to a location near you. And the best selection in Houston, Top Dog Fireworks. Say it with a boom.
We've got the power to make things right. Mr. Electric will show you the light.
Looking for electrical help you can count on? Switch to Mr. Electric. We have some of the best trained electricians in the business, and they're ready to help you with any project, big or small. Best of all, with Mr. Electric, our work is 100% guaranteed. That's why so many people trust Mr. Electric.
We've got the power to make things better. Mr. Electric.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Texas needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
North Shore Mustang alum and former Houston Rocket Judge Joe Stevens is a proud sponsor of North Shore Mustangs and Galena Park ISD Athletics on the Legacy Sports Network. Judge Stevens, Harris County Justice of the Peace, Precinct 3, Place 1, knows the meaning of hard work and dedication. He just recently graduated from South Texas College of Law. Judge Joe Stevens urges area youth to strive for greatness and aim high. If you shoot for the moon and even if you miss, you're still among the stars. So let's go Mustangs, an Eastside pride from Judge Joe Stevens.
Here come the Mustangs. Start of the second half. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. Mustangs run out as the Channelview Falcon Band finishes up their halftime performance entitled Bugging Out. Speaking of bugging out, wish these mosquitoes would bug out of Houston, Carl.
Let's have a cold front. They'll run. They'll run that cold front.
All North Shore in the first half as they lead 49-0 as we get things started here as their teams make their ways out. If you just joined us, welcoming you to the broadcast booth at Channelview, Texas. North Shore had a slow start, but Carl, they found a little bit of a mojo and got things going for the Channelview Falcons. You know, we've talked a little bit about in the broadcast tonight, but one thing I do want to hit on is, you know, this is a team that has 8 or 9 juniors listed on their offensive side. Now, obviously, you have players and go. We talked a little bit in the halftime show, but it's difficult sometimes to keep those kids, and obviously in a program. But when you surround yourself with competitive teams, it's difficult. But you know, you got to go with who you have and try to develop those players and teach them. I think Coach Hurts has done a good job over that, and that's why you see his
he's got really,
tenure, you know, really set in this area.
He's got a very good program. All young offensive linemen: Reyes, Bias, Azuna, Giannis, Garner, all good up front. They get talented sophomores and juniors. Marshall, Gonzalez, Vanderbilt, Butler are good receivers. Dubose is a junior at quarterback, and Darius Miles is the lone senior in the running back room. Channelview to kick off here to start the third quarter. They're going to kick from the south to north. They're kicking from the scoreboard fieldhouse side, kicking to North Shore.
If you could paint a picture right to left, North Shore will continue to start on offense, but if you're Willie Gaston, what's your message to the team at the half, up 49?
Well, before that, Eric Guzman does a great job kicking the ball out of the end zone. North Shore's going to start at the 25. Coach Gaston and Barkema is going to try to keep the. I'm sure they're going to play a lot of second, third team kids, and they're going to demand them play hard. So it's going to be interesting to see, how many mistakes they have. They had a lot of penalties first half, had one fumble that got on it, but it'll be interesting to see how North Shore responds, leading 49-0 at the half.
We'll have a new quarterback for North Shore, Jackson Davis. Will get his first offensive series here to start things in the second half. He'll take the snap, throw left, pass is caught, wide receiver screen out the left-hand side across the 25, 30, 35, picks up about 12 yards on the play, and North Shore off to a quick start. As Aubrey Johnson will get his first catch of the second half.
Aubrey Johnson's going to pick up 11. That's Davis's first pass.
First and 10 for the North Shore 36-yard line. They'll go two wide receivers out to the right side. North Shore will work left to right. Quick pass out, bobbled snap. Pass is hauled in by Damian DeFries. He's out off to the races and pushed out of bounds out across the 30-yard line. So two quick plays in North Shore. Continue to press offensively and move the ball.
28-yard pickup, another first down. 14th first down for the Mustangs. DeFries now over 100 yards receiving, now 108 on 3 catches, 2 touchdowns. Davis 2 of 2 for 39 yards to start the second half.
He'll go first and 10 here from the Falcon 36-yard line. 3 wide receivers up the left-hand side. Davis, quick wide receiver screen, passes dropped. Got a little bit of ahead of himself. Johnson tried to take a step but couldn't bring the pass in. For Davis, we got to see him play last week in order on the depth chart for the Mustangs. Killett Maryland, Javoris Taylor, and you'll see some of Jackson Davis get in the mix here in the second half.
Only a sophomore.
Second and 10 to work from the right hash. They'll send Johnson in motion. Davis takes a snap. Rolls left, throws a quick pass out the left-hand side. Passes across the 20-yard line. Here goes across the 5, 10, touchdown Mustangs. The Damian DeFries.
36-yard. DeFries' third touchdown catch of the night.
Make it a trifecta. North Shore now leads 55-0 with 10:37 left to play here in the third quarter. North Shore capping on a 49-0 lead at the half. Will continue to press as Campos and the special teams unit coming for the point after touchdown. Snap good. Channelview some pressure. Campos is good. 56-0 with 10:37 left to play in the third quarter.
North Shore's going to go 75 yards, 4 plays, take 1:23 off the clock. DeFries' third touchdown catch. DeFries now 4 catches, 139 yards. Davis 3 of 4 passing on the drive. His first touchdown, 3 of 4 passing for 75 yards.
$56-0 with 10:37. So when I was prepping for this game, Carl, I went a little bit down of a rabbit hole. Found some interviews, watched some podcasts of Avery Hertz. But go back to 1994 when he became a teacher. He spent 6 years in MacArthur, spent 4 years in Baytown Lee, became the defensive coordinator in 2005, and then returned to his alma mater in 2006. Obviously, a family of teachers.
Yeah, when he was at Baytown Lee, my nephew was playing at Baytown Lee then, and his ball boy was Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl MVP, was a ball boy, and I think he was in either kindergarten or first grade back then.
Fair catch called by Davian Vanderbilt. So Channelview will work right to left from their own 25-yard line. Some things I've taken away from this Channelview team: a young squad, but on the promising side, you get a squad that returns starters. But in this, outside of the scope of football, Coach Hertz has done a good job of developing players. You see tenure, you see coaches have their tenure and players come and go, but developing these young guys is such a crucial part of becoming a coach, but also, so many other things, such as a counselor and a teacher.
Yeah, that's what we talk about. Life lessons Coach Hurts teaches those kids.
Butler with the carry. Nothing going there. A loss of about 2 with 10-10 left to play in the third quarter as the North Shore Mustangs lead 56-0 with 10:05 left to play.
Second 12. Butler loses 2.
Falcons been in their own territory. DeBose takes a snap, looks left, tries to escape some pressure, and he's sacked. Wrapped up. That'll give a sack for Jaden Curry, who has had a quiet night. He's been in the action. Zaquan Nunn. We've heard his name called quite a few times, Carl.
Yep. Nunn was benefited because Curry forced DeBose back to Nunn. Loses 14 yards, 3rd and 26 for the Falcons.
9:08 left to play. North Shore leads 56-0. If you just joined us, welcome into the broadcast booth. Camera bunch alongside Carl Theiss. Channelview backed up in their own territory. DeBose trying to make something here in a 3rd and long. Quick pass intended for to Vanderbilt, but Vanderbilt lit up like a spotlight on a Halloween costume. Channelview will send their punting unit on.
4th and 26. Eduardo Pena had 8 punts the first half, in for his 9th punt.
So we'll get a new return man for the Mustangs, DeMont Jones, 5'10 sophomore.
Jones had 2 good punt returns last week at Stallworth Stadium against GCM.
Adding a little bit of a depth in the special teams unit for the Mustangs.
Low snap.
Pitch. Ball snap picked up. It's going to be returned by Johnson. He runs into a couple of North Shore Mustangs. He stays on his feet, and he's tackled from behind. North Shore will take over 1st and 10 in excellent field position, up 56-0 with 8:35, and they'll let the clock tick possibly. I don't know if the clock will freeze there, but regardless of it, North Shore continue to keep their pedal on the aggressor for here in the second half. As DeVorce Taylor comes back out for the Mustangs, we saw him late in the second quarter. Be a quick handoff. Demetrius Walker will go left or right, run cross field for a pickup. A nice gain. Just short of the first down marker. There's a flag back where the snap was happened, and they'll back themselves up 10 yards. So holding outside the numbers. Carl, for offensive linemen, obviously, sometimes you see some of these offensive linemen will get a holding call in the scope and sequence of trying to protect your quarterback. Do you think holding calls are fair to protect your quarterback every now and then?
I think it's good to protect your quarterback.
Taylor hands off the middle.
Even if you get holding called, you got to protect the quarterback.
To Stewart. Stewart tries to get his.
Stewart with his second carry picks up 5, 2nd and 15.
In the mix, 7:50 North Shore leads 56-0. Taylor will go hard count and get a few of his offensive linemen and back themselves up another 5 yards.
This is what makes Coach Gaston and Coach Barkema drives them nuts when they put subs in and they have pre-snap penalties.
Big fella number 65, Braden Hebert, 6'7", 290 junior on the left side.
2nd 20 back at the 37.
Bramley and Stewart in the backfield. with Taylor. Be 2nd and 20. Taylor takes a snap, hands it off to Brantley. Pickup of just a few. As they'll let the clock continue. 7:19 left to play here in the third quarter. North Shore leads Channelview 56-0. It was 49-0 at half. If you're just joining us or turn over to your radio dial, it's been all North Shore this evening.
On Channelview defense, down lineman Keller, Saldana, Rodriguez, linebackers Taylor, Wiley, Samego, and McBride.
They'll send Stewart in motion. Taylor fakes a pass, throws it right, way over the head. Pass was intended for Demetrius Walker. And this is where you're trying to clean up some things. Obviously, looking a little out of sequence. As North Shore will bring their punting unit on.
LaDamian DeFreeze, their punter, checks in the ball game. He's going to have his second punt. He punted on their first possession of the game.
6:45 left to play here in the third quarter.
He's going to try to coffin corner.
DeFreeze will punt it to the left side of the end zone. It'll be a high kick. We'll get a little bit of a bounce and we'll go the opposite way. So short punt. Channelview will take over 1st and 10 on their own 22-yard line. DeFreeze coming tonight, 12 punts for 521 yards, averaging a little over 43 yards a punt. Actually leads the district in net average. But, you know, field position, special teams, obviously a third game. We haven't talked a lot about it tonight, but I think that's a key phase for Coach Gaston to continue even up or down. Obviously, special teams is, you know, make or break you and, you know, a tight race for a district foe.
Very important. 6:02 left in the third quarter.
DeBose, quick pass out to the right-hand side. Through the hands of Jakari Butler. It's also something important, too. Obviously down, you know, the body language of both of these squads obviously tells a lot, right?
Yeah.
You know, when you have players that run on and off the field or look at a little lag. 5:36 deep pass out to the left-hand side. Way out of bounds, intended for Davian Vanderbilt. Nope. Just their posture obviously says a lot, Carl.
Yeah,
for radio, obviously.
It definitely does. There's
Channelview, you know, looking a little gassed here in the second half. 5:13 North Shore still out in front, 56-0. You know, I'd like to see Channelview get something going, a spark to kind of wake this offense up. They're kind of looking a little flat here in the third quarter with 5 minutes left to play.
North Shore defense jumping around.
Quick wide receiver pass. Thrown just too low. Intended for Jakari Butler. You know, they kind of just hanging their heads low. Obviously down 56-0. You know, you still got something to play for, Carl.
Yeah, you definitely do. Well, North Shore's defense is jumping around, and their offensive line is still confused. Reyes, Bias, Azuna, Yanez, Garner up front for the Falcons. Eduardo Pena for his 10th punt tonight.
4:22, clock continue to tick here in the third quarter. North Shore leads 56-0. Punt up and away. Jones let this one roll. Take a Channelview bounce all the way down to the 35-yard line. North Shore will set up their offense.
41-yard punt, dead at the 35-yard line.
.403 left to play now here in the third quarter. If you're just joining us, welcome to the broadcast booth. Cameron Bunch alongside Carl Theiss. You're on a Friday evening in Channelview, Texas, Week 8. Where the season's going, Carl. It's going by fast.
Playoffs 4 weeks away.
1st and 10 for North Shore. They'll send a man in motion. Davis gets tripped up and goes down as he comes back on the field. Good pancake block by the big fella Jason James.
Brantley with the carry for the Mustangs. Picks up 3.
I was calling a game in the first week or two with Gentry. Carl, if you could, to describe a pancake, to be on a receiving end of a pancake block, what does it feel like?
It's not a good feeling.
The flag on the play.
The flag on the Mustangs. It's going to be offsetting penalties.
Unsportsmanlike called against Joe Samanigo, the linebacker, senior for
so offsetting penalties.
Falcons.
Brantley picks up 3 yards, 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs.
Obviously, that's a win in the offensive line's book for a pancake block, especially on a defensive back cornerback. 2nd and 6 here. Davis takes a snap, hands off up the middle, nice block, good patience. That's Isaiah Navarro, the junior running back for the Mustangs. First carry of the evening for Navarro. So head to the sidelines, Jamarcus Houston. Some of these younger running backs starting to kind of get in the mix for the North Shore Mustangs.
Navarro picks up 9. 16th first down for the Mustangs.
Jackson Davis in shotgun formation with Houston. Hand off to Houston on the right side. Houston finds a nice block in a hole, continues to stay on his feet for progression pickup of about 5 to 6 yards. 2:55 left to play here in the third quarter. North Shore leads 56-0. Some of the articles and podcasts that I was going through and listening and watching talked about the Hertz family. Jalen gave credit to his parents for building that established routine of making education so important. And when you have a guy that has that type of pedigree, it all starts, with, a strong foundation, and give credit to the parents and some of these kids because, they're, every football player has a different scenario, right?
Jones on the
As
catch.
Jones with the catch. He'll move the sticks up to the Falcon 37-yard line with 2:04 left to play. But a lot of these coaches, Carl, wear different hats. You're not only a coach, but you're a mentor, somebody to look up to. Davis.
9-yard pickup.
Handoff. Got tripped up there. Grisby with the carry. North Shore getting some running backs in the fold there. Pickup of 1. We'll call it 2nd and 9, but a lot of these coaches, they have families of their own, and sometimes I wouldn't say you put your family on hold, but obviously you go through the season. It's 7 days a week. Davis in shotgun formation. He'll fake the handoff, hesitate. He'll keep it on the ground. Rush across the 30. He's pushed out. A bounce into Falcon territory.
Davis' first carry.
With 1 minute remaining left to play here in the third quarter. Davis will go shotgun formation here. 1st and 10 with 42 seconds left. Handoff up the middle to Jamarcus Houston.
Oh, Houston.
Number 31, Jamarcus Houston on the carry for the Mustangs, brought down by number 6.
Houston's second carry.
That'll be good for Mustang.
Going to pick up 5 and another first down.
18 seconds. North Shore trying to get one more play off here before we head into the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from the Falcon 25-yard line. Handoff up to Vittle to Navarro. Navarro gets around a couple nice blocks, and he's thrown down. We head into the fourth quarter. North Shore leads 56-0. They are keeping you busy, Carl. Brought down by John Wiley. North Shore all over Channelview. Up 56-0. We'll have the fourth quarter. We return to listen to high school football right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you fed up with your doctor giving you drugs simply to mask your symptoms rather than treating the cause? As you age, I believe you should be brimming with energy, vitality, and enthusiasm for life. The Hotze Health and Wellness Center treats individuals from all over the country and world in an environment of extraordinary hospitality. We specialize in the treatment of allergies, yeast, replenishing natural hormones, vitamin and mineral supplementation, and a healthy eating lifestyle, all of which boost your immune system, increase your energy level, and your health span. If you'd like to obtain and maintain health and wellness naturally without pharmaceutical drugs, then contact one of our wellness consultants today at 281-698-8698 or visit HotzeHWC.com and request a free copy of my best-selling book, Hormones, Health, and Happiness.
Start of the fourth quarter. Here in Channelview, Texas, North Shore leads 56-0. Will shift fields. Davis, quick pass out to the right-hand side. Gets around a blocker inside the 5-yard line. That'll set up first and goal for the Mustangs to start things here off in the fourth quarter. Camera bunch alongside Carl Theiss. If you've been along with the ride or just joined us, it's been all North Shore here this evening. They'll go hurry up offense here. First and goal from the 5-yard line.
15-yard pickup.
Davis will go shotgun formation. He'll fake the handoff to Houston, stay on his feet, get around a couple nice blocks. Touchdown Mustangs. Davis looked like he lost his footing coming out of the hold. He'll hang on to it as long as he can before he takes it himself and extends the lead 62-0 with 11:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter.
Walker with the 5-yard touchdown dash. Excuse me, Davis.
Number 81, George Campos for the extra point for the North Shore Mustangs.
63-0, North Shore leads Channelview with 11:15 left to play here in the fourth quarter. Wherever you're listening and however you're listening, appreciate you tuning into tonight's ball game. To thank our title sponsor, United Credit Community Credit Union. We be united. Nice fall evening. Channelview, it's nicer when the sun goes down, Carl.
It is much nicer.
Pick up a little bit of a breeze. It was humid this morning. You walk out to your garage to take your trash out and you feel like you just worked out. North Shore will kick right to left. Campos gets ready to kick this off. Scores 49-0 at halftime. Ball will bounce in the back of the end zone, so the Falcons will take over first and 10 from their own 25. Looking ahead to next week, North Shore will be back at home against Atascocita, and then they'll take on CE King Halloween night, October 31st, and then they'll wrap up the regular season
hosting the
against
Summer Creek Bulldogs.
Summer Creek. For the Falcons, next week they'll play Goose Creek Memorial. Then they'll play Atascocita. And then finish up against Sheldon King on November 7th. 11:03. Falcons will take over first and 10 from the 25-yard line. DeBose hesitates, throws a pass over the middle, over the head, intended for Vanderbilt. DeBose has had a tough outing tonight, but credit to this North Shore secondary. haven't given them a lot of time to let the play develop. This is a team that throws the ball 70% of the time offensively. 2nd and 10 from the 25. DeBose working left hand, hands off to the right hand side.
Johnson with the
Johnson. Pardon me. Johnson with a carry. Picks up a nice game.
Gets 7 yards.
7. Solid 7 yards. 3rd and 3. 10 minutes flat. North Shore leads 63-0 here. Channelview, Texas. As Falcons will go hurry up here to try to convert. DeBose takes a snap, looks right, throws right. One-on-one matchup. Ball's picked off. Marvin Bio will stay on his feet. Return it all the way to the 45-yard line.
Bill with an 18-yard return after the intercepted.
Marvin Bio, the 6-foot senior, had a nice read on a one-on-one coverage. The Mustangs will take over up 63-0. If you're just joining us, it's been all North Shore.
A lot of second-teamers in for North Shore offense.
As Javors Taylor will come back out and start from the Falcon 45-yard line. Quick wide receiver pass. DeMont Jones goes to the right-hand side. 20, 15. He's chopped down at the 10-yard line. And the speed on the outside for these Mustangs have been impressive tonight. Carl, obviously you can't get your wide receivers down the field without wide receivers that can block.
Yeah. 36-yard pickup down to the 9, 1st and goal.
Nine minutes even left to play in tonight's ball game. North Shore leads 63-0. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. They'll work from the right hash, working right to left. See, hear the Falcon band. They used to tell us, Carl, point your instrument at the ball. I don't know if it did anything, but. North Shore will go 2 wide receiver bunch on each side. They'll send a man in motion. They'll run the same play opposite way. Pick up about 4 there. Elijah Brown with the carry of about 4. 3. Second and goal now for the North Shore Mustangs. If you're still with us and still hanging around, we appreciate you spending your Friday evening with us. As North Shore will set up 2nd and goal. DeVorce Taylor keep it himself, gets around a couple blocks and stands up and shakes a couple of blockers as the Mustangs score again with 7:40 left to play.
6-yard keeper for Taylor, his first touchdown.
Good patience from the quarterback. I still think that's still one of the hardest offenses to run. Quarterback option. I mean, obviously, you have a split hair of a second to decide if you're going to keep it. Campos in for the point after. Bobbled snap. Able to put it down. Demetrius Walker, the holder. You see some of these guys kind of get in the mix of special teams. But one thing I love is Coach Gaston, he brings these guys to the sideline. You know, he's continuously giving them feedback. And I think that's important, too. That sets your tone, too. You know, it tells your team whether you're up or down, you know, you still got to be able to play disciplined and keep those expectations up, right? You go through film, you go through these things, you know, up 70-0 with 7:29 left to play, Carl.
after an interception instead of a punt, they go 45 yards in 3 plays. Taylor's 6-yard run.
Mustangs lead 70-0. Campos set to kick off here in the 4th quarter. Fair caught from the 8-yard line, so Falcons will set up from their own 25.
George Campos' kickoff was fair caught by number 12, Davion Vanderbilt. Channelview Falcons will take over 1st and 10 on the 25-yard line.
A lot of the reserve in for North Shore defense. Jones, Johnson, Kobe Charles, Theiss, Posey, Brown, and Prejean, the linebackers for North Shore now.
DeBose will take over. Got a new quarterback in for Channelview. Number 14, Julian Boydez. Senior quarterback for the Falcons. We'll get some reserves for the Falcons as well. Delvin Gonzalez.
Miles picked up 1.
Elijah Marshall, get some secondary. And obviously, you go through rep, you go through practice, and, some of these guys, you like to see them get in there and get some reps and get some snaps. Obviously, you go through practice teams, but to get out there and to play in the field, you got to show what you got. 2nd and 9 here. Handoff up the middle. Nice pickup from Miles. As Miles picks up enough to move the sticks. North Shore up 70-0 with 6:08 left to play.
Falcons' 4th first down.
That'll be good for another Lindell Massell. First down.
Lotez takes a snap, shotgun formation, hands it off to Miles. Miles is met. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Carl, for Channelview, in the middle of I want to say it in the middle of, but in a district realignment, what do you think is the hardest thing to do? I mean, obviously you have a lot of competitive programs, but what is your focus as a team with a younger group of guys, obviously developing them as players on and off the field, but keeping them consistent, but keeping their season and making sure that they're coming out here and playing their hardest on every down?
Channelview has to hope the October 31st will be snapshot day. They'll realign this next football season.
Miles with a carry there, just shy of the first down. Maybe inform some listeners. How does a district realignment work? Is it every 2 to 3 years?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years, and it's based upon student population?
Student population the last day of October.
So based upon your enrollment, your registrar's office.
Right, they're going to take a snapshot.
They're going to be the bread keepers. The 3rd and 1 here. Handoff up the middle to Jadian Johnson. Johnson's first carry picks up enough to move the chain gang. 4:18, North Shore leads 70-0. Channelview put together a little drive here.
Johnson's picks up 5. No, snapshot day is every October. The odd years, they realign in February, and it's based on enrollment. And so the UIL will group those teams in district. You have after they determine the new districts, you have 3 weeks to appeal the new district you're placed in, and then the districts will be set for 2 years.
Johnson with a carry. 3:38, clock continues to tick. North Shore up 70-0. It's interesting too, because I feel like sometimes with district realignments, you bring teams that don't necessarily see each other very often.
Well,
Channelview's a good example. But
Channelview's got low enrollment for 6A, and they're playing with North Shore, which is the largest public school in the greater Houston area, and they've got all those humble schools that are 3,500, 3,800 in enrollment.
2nd and 7, handoff up the middle.
So they want to go back with Deer Park and the Pasadena schools. It's much more aligned with the same size Channelview.
Johnson with a carry, pick up about 2. We'll call it 3rd and 5. It's interesting because getting into the numbers game for district alignments, but the qualifications, the difference between a 5A and 6A, a few 10, 20, 100 students,
it means a bunch.
It's
Channelview and Goose Creek Memorial are the smallest by far in 23-6A.
Hand up the middle. It's going to be just shy of the first down. Johnson with a carry for the Falcons. 2:15, North Shore leads 70-0. 4th and a long 2 here. Falcons are going to come to the sideline for the 2-minute warning. As North Shore leads 70-0. Make sure to follow us on our social media pages via Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, formerly known as X. Make sure you follow us. Get connected with the Legacy Sports Network by checking out our social media pages on Facebook. You can find us at Ellison Sports, on X, formerly known as Twitter. We're at Legacy Sports Net, and on Instagram, we are Legacy Sports Network. Legacy Sports Network, we're building Legacy one game at a time. Two-minute warning. Carl, let's go and get our player of the game for North Shore tonight.
Let's after the 4th down play, let's put it on hold 15 seconds. 4th down and short for Channelview.
They'll keep their offense out there. Julian Batiez.
They're trying to get North Shore.
142, takes a snap, quick pass out. Pass is caught, picks up enough for the first down across the 30-yard line. Good pitch and catch. Pass was caught by Elijah Marshall.
His second catch. Going to 32, picks up 11. 6th first down for the Falcons.
Clock continues to tick. Carl, as the time comes down here to the last minute or so, what's your takeaways from tonight's performance from North Shore?
North Shore offense just very efficient. Scored on 7 of the first 8 possessions.
Hand off to Johnson up the middle.
And let's do our player of the game again with the fabulous game. North Shore senior quarterback Caleb Maryland, 10 of 12 passing for 329, 4 touchdowns, also rushed for a 5-yard touchdown. Maryland had a handle on 5 touchdown passes all in the first half. Caleb Maryland, our player of the game.
2nd and 9, less than 30 seconds. North Shore up 70-0. Julian takes a snap, and he's swallowed up and sacked. Sacked by Calvin Walker. 6-foot senior. And the players will head to their sidelines. And the buzzer will sound as the Mustangs come away with a big win against Channelview, 70-0. The North Shore Mustangs will prove to 6-1 overall and 4-0 in district play. Channelview moves to 1-6 and 0-4 in district play. Carl, before we take our last break, thoughts on tonight's ball game?
North Shore very efficient. They've set up. They're going to play 3 playoff teams in a row to finish 23-6A play, and they've been very impressive the last 4 weeks. North Shore will host Theiss City next Friday night. Then the district championship should be settled on Halloween night, 31st, when they go to C.E. King, and then they close district play. Summer Creek comes to GPISD Stadium to close out the regular season.
North Shore comes away with a big win. We're going to take our last break. We'll have our post-game show and final thoughts when we return. North Shore wins big, 70-0. We'll have our final thoughts when we come back. You're listening to High School Football on the Legacy Sports Network.
Or lease residential or commercial property? Kim Walt and Danette Watuski with REMAX Results will help make it a smooth transaction. Their customers deserve and will receive the finest service ever offered by any real estate agents. REMAX Results, hashtag Real Estate Pros. Like Kim Walt says, your home, your future, our commitment. Their phone number is 713-777-SOLD.
Now for your Wellness Minute with Dr. Steve Hotze.
Not only do your allergies contribute to missed days at work and increased healthcare costs, allergies also contribute to overall poor health and can decrease your quality of life. Allergies cause your cells to release histamine, which causes inflammation. This inflammatory response can affect your sinuses, lungs, skin, nerves, joints, muscles, and other organs. Allergies can begin at any age, even midlife, and if left untreated can lead to sinus infections, skin disorders, asthma, migraines, and insomnia. Medications can only mask symptoms. Experience shows that it's better to prevent the underlying allergic reaction. Imagine how nice it will be to enjoy the outdoors without suffering from allergies.
The Hotze Health and Wellness Center identifies the root cause of symptoms, helping to restore your health. We resolve allergies naturally and conveniently with our new state-of-the-art low-dose immunotherapy treatment. Call a wellness consultant today at 281-990-4793. That's 281-990-4793.
United Community Credit Union is a proud sponsor of Galena Park ISD. We're here to be your single source solution for all your banking needs with services ranging from checking and savings accounts to home equities and auto loans. United Community is the full service financial partner you've been looking for. No matter what stage of life you are in, whether it be rebuilding credit history, investing, or seeking financial wellness, United Community is committed to serving you and the East Houston community. Find out more at unitedccu.com or follow us on social media at UnitedCCU.
Here in the post-game show, Channelview, Texas, North Shore comes away with a big win, 70-0. Camera Bunch alongside Carl Theiss with our post-game wrap-up show and our final thoughts. Carl, your just kind of takeaway and final thoughts on tonight's contest.
Well, offense did great, defense did great, and special teams not so much. But when it's 70-0, special teams doesn't need to do too much. But North Shore's young kids are turning in to seasoned veterans 6 weeks later. I mean, that was a team that lost to Dallas South Oak Cliff week 1, 41-31, and they've played better each week and going to set up for three great closing district games in 23-6A play.
Channelview moves to 1-6, 0-4 in district play, respectively. North Shore moves to 6-1 and 4-0 in district play. Next week, North Shore will take on Atascocita back at home, and then Channelview will take on Goose Creek Memorial. On behalf of my partner, Carl Theiss, final thoughts as we close out.
I'm just glad that Zaquan Dunn just dominates all the defensive line. He just played a fantastic ball game in the first half, and he led all the defensive players. And I'm just glad Zaquan Dunn didn't hurt somebody tonight.
Yeah, I can agree with you more. The defensive lineman,
they try to double team him, and he fights the double team every play. He just got a great ball game.
On the half of my partner, Carl Theiss, I'm Cameron Bunch signing off. North Shore comes away with a 70-0 win. North Shore Mustangs football on EllisonSports.com is a production of the Legacy Sports Network. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of the Legacy Sports Network is strictly prohibited. Big thanks to Gerald Sanchez and all of you for tuning in tonight's ball game. Make sure to check us out on EllisonSports.com. We'll have next week's coverage back at home. Rick will be back on the call. On behalf of my partner, Carl, we appreciate you tuning in. Big thanks to our lovely wives for letting us do this here on a Friday night. Big thanks to you for tuning in tonight's ball game. North Shore wins 70-0. Until we meet again, it's been a production of Legacy Sports Network. Good night.
You've been listening to Greater Houston Area High School Football on the Legacy Sports Network. Copyright 2025.